Hello! This is the story of a crime boss who has operated in the underground world for a long time. A man living a luxurious life, traveling the globe, attending the most extravagant sports events, and he even managed to get a photo with the Dutch king and queen who had no idea about his true identity. In the photo, he wears a beaming smile, but if you cross him, that smile will quickly disappear and you might find yourself fearing for your life. This is the story of Piet Wortel. Piet Wortel, a 54-year-old Dutch man of Surinamese descent, born in Alphen aan den Rijn, Netherlands, had successfully managed to stay under the radar for a long time. Very few people knew about his past, his childhood, or what had shaped him into the person he is today. In 2014, Piet was sentenced to 7 years in prison for large-scale drug trafficking in the Netherlands. The police had arrested him on April 3, 2012. That evening, Piet was sitting in one of the most expensive skyboxes at Camp Nou, watching the match between FC Barcelona and AC Milan. The arrest was part of Operation Tidor, an investigation into a shipment of 1,100 kilograms of drugs intercepted at the port of Rotterdam. After a thorough investigation, the police discovered additional shipments potentially linked to Piet from South America to Hong Kong, Cape Verde, and the Netherlands, all of which were successful and yielded enormous profits. A notable detail is that during the investigation, the police had secretly placed a microphone in his airplane seat, hoping to gather crucial information. Before his arrest, Piet lived a glamorous life, traveling the world with his associates, staying in the most luxurious hotels, spending lavishly on designer clothes, and purchasing VIP tickets for the biggest sports events. Notably, he managed to secure tickets for the 2010 World Cup final, where the Netherlands faced Spain, a match that most Dutch people remember with disappointment. After the game, Piet and his team persuaded staff to allow them into the stadium's catacombs, and who did they meet there? It was Crown Prince Willem-Alexander and Crown Princess Maxima Zorregieta, now the King and Queen of the Netherlands. Piet quickly requested a photo with the King and Queen, and he succeeded in getting it. The Dutch royal couple had no idea they had just posed with a criminal mastermind and his associates. Piet proudly flaunted this photo to his criminal friends, which infuriated the Dutch law enforcement agencies who had been tracking him for a long time. But by then, it was too late. The damage had been done. When the 7-year prison sentence was handed down in 2014, Piet had already served 2 years, and he was expected to be released in 2019. In 2016, Piet was granted conditional release with an ankle monitor. He exploited this opportunity to escape and flee to Suriname, where he has not returned to the Netherlands, and for years, no one has heard from him. In July 2019, Piet was reported to have coordinated a massive 400 kilograms drug shipment through his network from Suriname to the port of Rotterdam. This was not the first time the network had operated, and previous shipments had yielded enormous profits. Now, Piet decided to execute a major deal: 400 kilograms of drugs. He tasked a group of his operatives to handle the cargo upon its arrival in Rotterdam and distribute it according to plan. These individuals include Roy Harry, Romeo Donk, Kelvin Maynard, and Jensciel Feller, all of whom are Dutch nationals of Surinamese descent with connections to the southeast Amsterdam area. Pay attention to these names as their story is about to take some surprising turns. According to the plan, the shipment was to be transported from Suriname to Rotterdam, and all signs pointed to its success just like previous ones. However, the shipment suddenly disappeared, without a trace. Or perhaps that was the information relayed to Piet. The shipment was seized, and no gram of drugs was found according to the people responsible for its transportation. This might seem like a reasonable explanation, but suspicion grew when those connected to the shipment suddenly appeared flaunting wealth and living extravagantly. The uproar immediately erupted in southeast Amsterdam. In the underground world, a missing shipment is synonymous with immediate trouble. Rumors spread like wildfire, trust among gangs was shattered, and revenge seemed inevitable. Piet felt he had been cheated out of a 400-kilogram shipment, and what happened next truly caused a stir. He was reportedly declared that anyone benefiting from this scam, whether just €1 or millions, would pay dearly. And soon, Piet's fury began to unfold. On the night of August 3rd to the early morning of August 4th, 2019, Jensciel Feller, one of the individuals tasked with retrieving the cargo from the container, was ambushed and shot severely while on Dokkumlaan in Almere, where he lived with his girlfriend. When he was taken to the hospital, doctors found he had been shot 3 times, despite his severe injuries, but Jensciel survived the attack. The mayor of Almere then ordered him not to live at his girlfriend's home. For his safety, Jensciel decided to flee to Curaçao right after the incident, hoping to find a safe hiding place. Unfortunately, things did not go as hoped. In Curaçao, Jensciel led a completely reclusive life. He always sat in the back seat of a white Hyundai with the windows covered, never appearing in public. Despite his efforts to remain hidden, those he tried to avoid still managed to find him. Around 10 a.m. on September 2nd, 2019, Jensciel was sitting in the back seat of a white Hyundai. A video captured the car parked in front of a restaurant named Libanesa. When the driver had just left the vehicle, 2 armed men suddenly charged and fired directly through the back window. Jensciel had no chance to defend himself. After attempting to escape to a country nearly 8,000 kilometers away, his enemies found him and took him down. On September 17, 2019, an emergency call brought Surinamese police to the scene of a burning vehicle. When inspecting the car, investigators found several pieces of the license plate. After analyzing these fragments, they summoned the car's owner to the police station. The following day, Roy Harry's brother appeared at the station and shockingly informed the police that he had lent Roy his car 2 days earlier and had not been able to contact his brother since. According to him, contact was cut off right after the police discovered the burning car. At the police station, Roy's brother immediately reported Roy's disappearance. Just a few days after receiving the report from Roy's brother, Surinamese police received another missing person report. Romeo Donk's family came to the station to report that Romeo had disappeared without a trace since September 17th. They mentioned there had been no news from Romeo, which was very unusual for him. The police suspected that the 2 cases were closely linked because both Roy and Romeo had been in the Netherlands a week before they went missing, and had returned to Suriname together. Roy's family stated they had never heard of Romeo, and questioned whether there was any connection between the two. Back in the Netherlands, around 8:35 p.m. on September 18, 2019, Kelvin Maynard was sitting in his car, waiting for the traffic light to turn green. He had just had an important meeting with some men. However, as Kelvin was leaving, he was unaware that he was being followed by 2 men on a motorcycle. To his surprise, these 2 strangers stopped right next to his car window. Before Kelvin could react, he was shot multiple times. Despite his severe injuries, Kelvin tried to drive away at high speed to escape, but eventually crashed into a fire station. Firefighters did their best to save him, but it was too late. In just a few months, 4 men connected to the drug shipment had either been assassinated or gone missing. Could this really be just coincidence? Think about it. Although the Netherlands was witnessing significant upheaval and incidents, business continued. By late April 2020, a massive shipment of 4,100 kilograms had arrived at the port of Antwerp, with a street value of over 200 million euros. The cargo was concealed among fish crates and was transferred to a warehouse after docking. The Belgian Federal Police got wind of the shipment and organized a large-scale operation to apprehend those involved. After raiding the warehouse near the port, police arrested 9 men as they were distributing the 4,100 kilogram shipment, and they also launched operations to arrest additional suspects in Antwerp. Most of the arrested suspects were from the southeast Amsterdam area. Through investigation, the police suspected that Piet Wortel and Bolle Joos were connected to this shipment. Following the turmoil in Amsterdam after the 400 kilogram shipment's disappearance, Dutch police anticipated a storm of incidents once again due to the current shipment being 10 times larger. However, unexpectedly, the situation remained relatively calm. By late February 2022, the Fugitive Active Search Team Netherlands received crucial information that Piet was on his way to Aruba. On March 3, 2022, Piet left Suriname and landed in Aruba. As soon as he touched down, he was arrested by Aruba police working closely with the Fugitive Active Search Team Netherlands. Shortly afterward, Piet was extradited to the Netherlands, and the manhunt continued. On October 11, 2022, a major shock hit the Dutch newspapers. Piet was arrested at a house in Almere, completely out of the blue and unexpected. After being extradited from Aruba, Piet served his sentence in the Netherlands and was released under the condition of wearing an ankle monitor. In the early hours of October 11th, a major raid took place. Police searched 7 houses, a hotel room, and an office across 4 different cities. Every nook and cranny was thoroughly examined for evidence. Piet was arrested on charges of drug trafficking and his possible involvement in the murders of Jenciel Feller and Kelvin Maynard. However, an even bigger shock came from a trial against footballer Quincy Promes, who was accused of being involved in drug trafficking. During the trial, Piet's name unexpectedly surfaced. In January 2023, prosecutors alleged that Quincy had paid a fine of up to 250,000 euros to Piet due to his involvement in the stolen shipment. According to the police criminal intelligence team, Quincy did this to settle a debt with Piet. However, Quincy vehemently denied this and was shocked by the accusations. Quincy asserted that it was completely absurd. His lawyer Robert Malowitz also stated, "My client does not even know Mr. Piet. They have never had any contact or calls with each other." Although Quincy's phone number was in Piet's contact list, but Piet denied knowing Quincy, insisting there had been no communication between them. For years, Piet was considered a key figure in the smuggling world, but after his arrest in October 2022, prosecutors have continually struggled to charge him with any offenses. They also failed to establish a direct link between Piet and the events related to the stolen shipment. Piet's lawyer has asserted his innocence, and Piet himself claimed that he had been held for months without just cause. By mid-March, the lawyer requested his immediate release and succeeded in getting Piet out of prison on March 29, 2023. This time, Piet was not facing old charges, but a new and harsh accusation: money laundering. From January 1st, 2018 to October 10th, 2022, Piet was suspected of laundering millions of euros from criminal activities. This move was clearly a decisive attempt to prevent Piet from having the opportunity to be free, while also allowing authorities more time to search for additional evidence and continue prosecuting him. In July 2023, rumors spread that Piet might be hiding millions of dollars worth of gold in his villa in Suriname based on some blurry photos. However, the reality proved that no gold bars were ever found. The police stated they found nothing because Piet had been warned about the raid and had managed to move all the gold bars out of the villa in time. Piet argued that the gold was sold to Suriname's vice president, Ronnie Brunswick, and that none of it belonged to him. If any, then it was insignificant. During the raid, the police also discovered some classified documents raising suspicions about a potential traitor within their ranks. Concerned about a traitor in their organization, the Suriname police felt this could be evidence of Piet's power and influence. As of July 2023, Romeo and Roy are still missing and have been unaccounted for to this day. With nearly 85% of Suriname being tropical rainforest, making someone disappear is not an impossible feat. Piet has had a tumultuous life and nearly escaped the clutches of the law. However, he is still in custody while Dutch prosecutors are doing everything in their power to keep him behind bars. Currently, the situation seems more favorable to Piet than to the prosecutors. If there are any significant developments, I will update you immediately. What do you think about this story? Leave your thoughts in the comments below so everyone can see. Don't forget to like and subscribe to support me. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.